Ladies and gentlemen, from the Oval Office of the President of the United States, good afternoon. 2 days from now, the United States will be joining in Middle East peace talks in the Netherlands. Last week in Geneva, talks broke down, although Prime Minister Netanyahu was very pleased with the terms set forth by the King Hussein of Jordan. Our special envoy, Daniel Peters, could tell some very distinct problems with the PLO. The conference descended into what could be said as a hodgepodge, with countries like Iran joining the PLO. We're going to see what we can do about rectifying the situation in The Hague, Netherlands. Now, after that, the United States will be involved in the Middle East peace process on a case-by-case basis. Tomorrow, I will be consulting with Secretary of State Madeleine Albright over lunch as to how our approach is to be in the Netherlands and beyond. We feel that with a fragile peace in the Middle East, that it's time for the international community to start applying appropriate pressures without so much U.S. involvement. As much as we would like to be, we're not seeing much improvement. Now, it has come to my effect this past month that the U.S. economy, with the exception of maybe the past few days, is shrinking. Now, that being said, just a couple hours ago, in the East Room, in the President's Room of the Capitol, I signed a bill allowing for federal grants and aid to the Small Business Administration to be covered by the small business, to be covered by the small business, by the Department of Commerce, rather, and the Department of Education. I am open for 12 questions. Yes, ma'am.
Mara Eliason, NPR, Mr. President. My question to you is this. Why do you see so much of a delay in the economy, in the Middle East peace process, rather, when we thought there was progress?
There was progress, just not progress in the way as we see it. We stand with Israel, don't get me wrong, but we feel like some of the parties walked away hurt. Great Britain, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the Special Envoy to Iran. We feel the hurt, and we intend to resonate the best way we know how. End of story. Now, next, if you don't mind, this is what's going to happen. This process will be with the United States having a limited involvement in the foreseeable future, unless we see marked improvement, or unless we see we have to respond in kind. Yes.
Edwin Lehman, Mr. President, from the Andrew House Show. My question to you is this, Mr. President. You've noticed that for the past month, the economy of the United States has crumbled in some sectors, despite your your Latin American trip.
We see some of the people, some of the foreign stocks drained here. For instance, the country of Malta. We are working with the people of Greece to try to exercise that situation. Also, another one, quite frankly, is with Jordan and also with stocks in Russia. We can't prove it whether Russia is selling arms to the Middle East. But stocks have plummeted, we believe, due to foreign influences, and we intend to try to limit that. But Mr. President, at the same time that the employment rate has lowered, there's been a slight rise in unemployment claims. These are no indication yet that the economy is not strong. We intend to keep the economy strong. End of story. Next question.
Helene Leopold from the Society page, Mr. President. My question to you is this. With regards to the Whitewater, and more details revealed from Diane Stone's tell-all book. How are you, Mrs. Clinton, handling it?
Mrs. Clinton can speak for herself. Hillary has a mind. You can ask her these questions if she's open for it. But let me clarify this for you, if you will. It's the same old story, same old tired story. This is nothing new for me, for you, for anybody. The fact of the matter is, with Whitewater, we said what we said. Webster Hubble does not want to be bothered with work with us. He wants to be left alone. And as far as any other further documents, Mrs. Clinton said it, we'll say it soon enough. The White House counsel has said we are not to reveal any documents, regardless of the pushing of Ken Starr, until the date we see fit to do so. Next.
Dan Coney, Mr. President, CBNC. My question to you is this. With these influences, Malta, Russia, Jordan, and we also believe Turkey and Israel, shouldn't there be some kind of international response in kind?
Malta, the Greek officials are dealing with it as best we can. Russia. We have reminded Russia that they get no funds from us without first contacting the IMF, particularly countries close to them. That is what we stand on. Sure, we are to be citizens of the world, but we are to protect America's best interests. That's what I was elected twice to do. Next question.
Mr. President, with the passage of this is Lucas English from Rendered News. My question is, with the price of the market going down in pressure, why is it that you refuse to believe that the economy is not strong as it could be?
The economy is still strong, okay? I stand by that. I don't have to apologize for myself for that at all.
But, Mr. President, GNP has been shrinking, if you look at it. Stocks plummeted at the time of the conference in Geneva in anticipation.
true, stocks plummeted, but they had an early morning rally. We can't predict what's going to happen in the international markets, nor should we. I don't think that this market crash should be totally blamed on Middle East peace. Although I'll have State and Treasury investigate that. Yes.
But yeah, other words from Society Page, Mr. President. My question to you is this. The Supreme Court is about to make a ruling on the Paula Jones case. Do you care to comment about that?
We hope that they will see reason. People like Ginsburg, Souter, Breyer, Kennedy, and Stevens, they have to see reason. The other four I can't vouch.
But yet somehow this is tied to Whitewater.
How does Paula Jones have anything to do with Whitewater? That's not much of a question. I'll accept it as a question, no, because my patience is wearing thin.
How does Mrs. Clinton feel about the Supreme Court deciding the case of Monica Lewinsky?
She feels the same way as I do, that her lawsuit is interfering with my duties to discharge as President of the United States. I came here to serve America. Next.
You still deny, but you maintain that the Jones lawsuit is baseless.
I do.
You still deny that you sexually harassed Paula Jones?
Let me say this again. I did not, have not, never, ever sexually harassed Paula Jones. I never asked anybody to lie. These allegations are false, and I'm going back to work for the American people. Thank you.